Hello everybody, my name is Anneliese and welcome back to the Horizon. Today I'm here with my bestie Mae.
Hi.
She's the ER nurse from last episode, if you all remember, when we talked about God. And a lot of people said that we didn't know what we were talking about with religion. And I mean, maybe I didn't. I was just talking about my own experience and what I knew. And I do want to preface this episode by saying, while I may be the priest of the Church of One Piece, don't take everything I say like as fact. Because sometimes I just be saying things to say things and it's not true. So like anytime you hear something from my mouth on a podcast like this, fact check me. Like seriously, I could just be yapping, and that's okay.
Certified yapper.
Certified yapper, Anneliese.
Certified yapper gang.
Yeah.
Certified yapper gang. I do think that's funny though. The religion thing that we talked about last time. It's like you can't interpret God the way you want it to be.
No, it's the way that we interpret it.
But that's okay. We won't get into that.
We won't get into that.
We're gonna talk about One Piece.
One Piece! My favorite show. That's my proof.
She got a bunch of these things.
I got 3.
She got 3 One Piece tattoos.
60% of my tattoos are One Piece.
I'm still new to One Piece. I have not gotten very far into it. But I did start watching it because 99% of my friends they were watching One Piece and they knew what was going on.
Thank you, Nicholas. Much love.
And I was like, oh, I could probably get into this. And I don't ever get into I don't get into animes very well.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I understand.
But I actually really like the style of One Piece.
To me, One Piece doesn't feel like an anime.
It doesn't really.
It just feels like a goofy cartoon.
Yeah, I think that's probably why I like it.
Yeah, I oftentimes hear One Piece described as the Looney Tunes of anime.
Mm.
Which I think is an interesting comment. Like Looney Tunes if Looney Tunes was based.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so a lot of my anime experience I had was like Love Live, Sailor Moon, Kakegurui. And then I watched like The Promised Neverland and Parasite, I've seen that, Death Note. Like a lot of really basic ones, and then like girly pop ones. So like One Piece, like I'd never watched a shonen. I didn't think I'd like a shonen. I'm not into the whole bat. You know, but here I am. I'm caught up on the anime. I got caught up when I had foot surgery and got caught up really, really fast. I think it was like 4 or 5 months. 1,100 episodes. I got to the point to where I watch it in English because I can't focus that much for that long when I binge watch. So I watched it in English and it got to the point to where I had to watch it in Japanese, which is quite unfortunate. Not that I'm against the Japanese language. It's just when you don't understand Japanese, it makes the characters feel different, in my opinion. Does that make sense? Like, have you watched it in Japanese at all?
Mm-mm.
Luffy seems like a different character to me.
It's probably just the voice actors.
Yeah.
Like how they transfer their emotions through the dialect that they're using.
Yeah.
So it probably does feel a little different.
And I mean, I'm in a translation class, so like I'm learning a lot about like the scientific stuff, like with translation and all that. And like you're gonna have loss, regardless of how well your translation is. There are just some things that can't be translated, and you're gonna have to compensate for that. And like it's not always gonna be a direct 100% like great
this
thing.
Word for this word, this phrase for this phrase.
Yeah, because like emotions and all that kind of stuff and cultural things are just different. Like some of Lucy's phrases like are just completely different. Like it's funny if you read the subtitles on Netflix for the first few seasons because the subtitles are the subtitles for Japanese, like the Japanese translation, but the English is like different because it's translated differently because it's a more real translation and the subtitles for the Japanese are just a direct translation of this word means this word rather than like a holistic
fitting
translation.
Into context
so it's really interesting to look at.
It is. Some of them are like, that's not what they said, bro.
Yeah, no, I know. It's like, what? But yeah, anyways, I think we shall now dive into our favorite characters. Currently, since I'm caught up, I obviously know more characters than her.
Yeah, for real.
But currently my favorite character is Law. It alternates between Law, Ace, and Zoro. Usually, that's mainly just because I'm attracted to them. I thought I was a lesbian until One Piece came along. I'm going to be so honest with you guys. maybe I'm still a lesbian. I don't know how that works. Don't ask me. But I mean, if I'm attracted to a fictional man, I don't know. Doesn't seem gay enough to me. Anyways. Why are you looking at me like that? If Law was in here right now, you'd want him too. Anyways, yeah, so Law is my favorite character mainly because he could fix me and he's hot. So you see, he has the I don't know.
Well, you even asked me
what devil fruit is it called? It's like the op fruit. Yeah, apunomi, something like that. I don't know. But basically, he's a surgeon and he like moves stuff around. He could fix me. Listen, I'm disabled, physically disabled, and I will be for the rest of my life. But if Law were real, he could fix me. He could.
Not emotionally, but physically.
No, he could fix me emotionally too. I'd be with him forever.
Real. Sorry, Nicholas.
Sorry, Nicholas. No, Nicholas gets it though. They've approved this. Thruple.
Real.
Polycule even. You can be the polycule, May. Anyways, so yeah, Law, Ace. Oh my God, Ace and Tama's relationship in Wano, I can't talk too much about because I can't spoil anything. But like, love. Also, she already knows that Ace dies, unfortunately. Yeah. When Ace dies, I cried. I was also on drugs because I was recovering from my surgery.
Okay, that's good. I was like, where were we going with that?
No, I was on a lot of drugs. And it really did a number on me. The only time I've ever cried more is in Whole Cake Island, learning about Big Mom's backstory. If you know, you know. It wasn't that sad. I was just on my period. Like, it was actually really sad. But I was on my period, and I was like, it was one of the last few days I was gonna have with my partner until they like went off for the summer. It was a whole thing of emotions for me. But yeah, and Zoro's just Zoro. What can I say? He's just so silly, goofy. Skypiea Zoro is peak Zoro.
Oh my God, yes.
Why does everyone dog on Skypiea? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. It's so funny.
It's so funny. I don't care if it like lacks story or whatever you want to say about it.
It doesn't even lack story.
It's just so funny.
It's so funny.
It's just
I was laughing my ass off, I must say.
It is. It's so funny. Zoro be swinging on the vines. You go, oh.
You gotta do it like this.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
But every other time Zoro's like serious or taking a nap or drunk.
Give me my beer.
But then he'd be like, you got to make it because you didn't do the sound. It's so funny though. Skypiea was great.
Skypiea.
I'm currently in Water 7. Getting ready to go to Annie's lobby.
Period.
I think I have like 15-ish episodes left in Water 7. The last episode I watched, yeah, I think I'm close to that. I won't give any spoilers. Spoilers.
Give spoilers, girl.
Sanji just got on the train.
Sanji on the train. Let's go, Boilermakers.
Let's go. Yeah. Water 7. Get on the train. Sanji's going after Robin. He left the note for Nami.
Oh, the love note.
And then Zoro got stuck in a chimney.
Yeah, Chimney Zoro. Where else would he be?
And then Luffy was stuck between the buildings, but then they got out.
Period.
So that
was an epic scene, by the way.
That's where I'm at right now.
Had me clutching my boots.
I wish I was able to like watch more at a time, but between my full-time job as a nurse and then I'm going back for my bachelor's in nursing, I kind of have to like space my time so I can still get things done in my life that I need to get done. I need to get schoolwork and then I need to like do work. But honestly, I love it and I want to be able to like pay attention to it when I watch it. I don't want to just like put it on because then I'll come back and be like, what? How did this happen? Where'd we go? But so far for me, and we haven't experienced him a lot yet, but I love Mihawk.
Yeah, you do. Mihawk. You love Mihawk. And why?
Because he got a big sword.
A big sword?
He got a big sword, got a big hat.
Anything else?
He don't wear no shirt.
You just love religious symbolism in a man.
He got the cross necklace that's a sword. What can I say? I love Miha. I know this is gonna be controversial, but I love Sanji. And I know
Why is that controversial?
because some people are like, if you're a Sanji stan, you're gross. He's like crazy. He's like really gross to women. It's like, okay.
I mean, Sanji wasn't my favorite pre-time skip, but like, I don't think it's controversial to like Sanji. Everyone loves Chopper.
I love Chopper.
Boku wa doctor, Tony Chopper.
That's real. That's. That's me. I'm actually Tony Chopper. That's.
You are pretty short.
I'm not a doctor, but I'm a nurse, which is pretty close.
You'll be like a nurse practitioner eventually, right?
Yeah.
That's basically a doctor.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So that's me. I'm Chopper.
She's Chopper.
I am Chopper.
Now, I know you're not very far, obviously, but what has been your favorite arc so far? I'll give my pre and post time skip one just so I can be on a more even playing field with you.
I don't know. Arlong Park was pretty good, but I really think for me, like, I think Skypiea.
Love Skypiea.
I really like Skypiea. Isn't Skypiea the arc where they are like on that big cake or whatever, and they're like turning into wax? And
No,
Joe's like,
that's
you guys better pick your pose.
That's Little Garden.
Okay. I like that too. I like Little Garden.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was just so funny that Zora was like, you guys haven't picked your pose yet. You're going to die in not a cool pose. Yeah, I thought that was
Zora used to be so silly. He's not nearly as silly post-time skip.
I've heard.
It's kind of sad.
I've heard overall it's just...
It's a lot more serious, which is fine, but bring back the silly, goofy times. I guess you already know about Gear 5, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like, Luffy laughs a lot, so that's a bit more silly, goofy, which is nice to see that, but... We don't get that as much with like the crewmates and their interactions, but also there's a lot more crewmates now, so it's hard to get all of those relationships together. I do really miss the core group. Even like the core group plus like, Chopper and Robin, which honestly to me that is the core group.
Yeah, I agree. I like that.
Yeah, like I just love their dynamics so much, and I miss that a lot because like you get all these. I was a Brook hater for a very long time, and he's still not my favorite, but. I kind of like, why is he there? I know a lot of people like Brook, but actually a lot of the people I've seen who like Brook are incels. No offense to any incels watching this. I've also come to, let me dog on the people who like One Piece real quick. I've come to find that the people who like One Piece are usually 30 to 40-year-old men, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it does make me sad given that I'm a 19-year-old girl. Except I did meet this one girl this one time in the cafeteria who like saw my One Piece stickers, and then we talked for like 2 hours in the cafeteria, and she was late to class because we were talking about One Piece.
That's so real.
Yeah.
That's so real. I've heard a lot of people say that like post time skip that you really don't see as much character development in like some of the characters like Chopper.
Yeah.
And like they don't really like grow a lot. It's just kind of like the same. Like they're all just there. Obviously, I'm not there yet, so.
I think like Chopper and Robin really got done dirty in the time skip, unfortunately. Because Chopper was kind of made out to be a mascot almost. Yeah. And Robin has just been kind of forgotten. I feel like not always, but like. And honestly, even Nami. I mean, Nami has some good moments, but even Nami really kind of doesn't have much. And Frankie gets like, Frankie joins the crew, right? Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, Frankie basically non-existent. Yeah, it's mainly like the demon trio is really a lot of what we see, which is fine because there's just a lot of fights. But we don't see as much women. And like we get a lot of other characters who like don't join the crew but like are there and like develop and stuff, but like they're not the main characters, So it's interesting to see that as well. But my favorite arcs, pre and post time skip. Pre-time skip, I'm gonna have to say Marineford.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love my baby girl Ace.
Oh no, I forgot. Alabasta. I
Alabasta.
loved Alabasta.
Y'all can't ask me shit about Alabasta. I don't remember. Princess Vivi. Yeah, I was on too many drugs to really remember Alabasta, so I'm excited to rewatch it. Again, it was from surgery. I'm not a drug addict. Don't do drugs, please.
Don't do drugs.
They're really bad for you most of the time.
They're so bad for you.
And then post-time skip. This one is really, really hard for me. But honestly, I really like Act 1 of Wano.
Okay.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Whole Cake Island.
Mm-hmm.
I love pudding.
I've heard people like Whole Cake Island.
Yeah, Whole Cake Island's really good.
I'm excited for that.
I do miss Zoro's not in it though, so it's kind of sad, and neither is Law.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Dress Rosa. Ooh, love Dress Rosa. I love my boyfriend Trafalgar Law. I love my boyfriend. I love him so much. So, I really liked Dress Rosa.
Mm-hmm.
Post time skip, it's really hard to pick a favorite, but honestly, Egghead has been really good. But also, I need to watch Egghead in English to properly make a decision because it's not comparing it properly. But Wano overall, I feel like was too long. If that makes like Wano Act 3,
Mm-hmm.
don't get me started, girl. Like the third, because there's 3 acts of Wano, because it's 160 episodes, something like that. And Act 3 is just like so long. It's so long.
I think that's a lot of people's issues when it comes to One Piece. Like, so many people that like hate One Piece or like hate on One Piece. It's like, it's so long and there's so many like unnecessary blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, we know that though. Like we know that we know that there are parts that it's like we didn't really need this, but it was there anyway.
Yeah,
we get that. We understand, but we just gotta deal with it.
Which like really, it's not that bad, honestly. Like
once you're like into it, it's
you get used to it.
I mean, they're still doing something. It's just it may just not be like to advance the plot forward. But it's like you still get to see the characters like do something silly.
I will say pre-time skip versus post-time skip, the way they do filler is very different. In pre-time skip, there's a lot more filler episodes.
Yeah.
Post-time skip, there's a lot more filler scenes where it's just like punching. And we keep seeing punching from different angles. But I did want to talk about filler episodes for a minute because the whole G8 arc, have you got there? I don't know when I think it's right after Skypiea. Do you skip the filler?
Whatever's on Netflix, I've been watching them in order.
Okay, so you haven't skipped anything?
No.
Where they go to that, like, marine base after they fall from Skypiea?
Yes.
Okay, that whole arc is filler. It doesn't actually happen.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. That's what I said, because I thought it was real. And Nicholas, who, showed me One Piece, was like, Anneliese, what are you talking about? Because they've only read the manga. They haven't seen the anime. I was like, no, like, it's so good. It blends in with the story perfect.
It does.
Yeah.
Because they fall right out of Skypiea, like, into the base.
Yeah, like, I don't know how it's supposed to actually go.
No, wait, now I want to know how they, like, transition from Skypiea to, like, because after the Marine Fort, it's...
After Skypiea, it goes to the G8 base, and is it Long Land? Right after Skypiea?
I think so.
Or it's like Jaya.
Yes, yeah,
because
then they find that guy who, like, built the tallest pair of stilts, and then...
I did not give a shit about Long Land. Except until this one part that's actually filler as well, when Luffy's roller skating, and it's really funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
When they, like, have the wind chopper back and and all that good stuff. But I'm really curious now. I'm going to have to look into that.
Yeah.
Like, how this Skypiea, like, ends and then transitions in.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But my favorite One Piece episode is technically filler. But it's not like a filler arc, it's just a filler episode where they did a few episodes of each of the characters doing their own thing in Water 7 right after, like, Enies Log and all that stuff ends. It's like Mothers Work Hard or something. It's Zoro's episode where he babysits. I've watched it so many times, and it's so, oh my god, it's my favorite episode ever. I love it so much. Zoro's so hot, I must say. The black t-shirt, the Galila, I must say. Holding babies. Something about a man holding a baby.
Come get her.
Something about a man holding a baby. I don't know. But, it's so good. And, like, it makes me sad, like, when he realizes they're adopted, and he's like, oh. Oh.
You don't have a mom?
he goes back, and I'm like, ah! I love that episode. Do you have a favorite episode?
I'm trying to think.
I guess I'll do a quick plug here. I have a One Piece edit account. Follow at Traffy D's Nuts on Instagram.
That's great. Our other mother in the background is frowning upon Anneliese for this choice of name for her Instagram account.
It's funny. It's funny.
Yeah. No, but I think One Piece, I think it's very, like, easy to get into. I feel
agree.
like it's not, like, super, like, intense to, like, begin with. It's just, like, you kind of just, like, build into it, I feel like, more
Yeah,
and
you
more.
really do build into it.
I don't know.
Which I think we're going to have to cut this here, but I think next episode we'll talk more about the themes of One Piece and the heavy hitting stuff, because we just touched on the light goofy stuff and like hot men. At least I did.
Yeah, that's real.
But anyways, thank you all so much for watching or listening, and I can't wait to see you all in the next episode where we talk about more One Piece.
Bye.